Port workers are pushing the Northern Territory and federal governments to tighten quarantine rules for cargo ships arriving from COVID-19 affected countries. The Maritime Union is worried about 3 ships due to arrive at Darwin Port over the coming days.
Under federal government rules, unlike domestic arrivals from overseas, cargo ships don't have to quarantine at sea for 14 days because they're judged essential to the movement of food and freight. 3 ships are due to arrive shortly in Darwin from Hong Kong, Indonesia and Singapore after spending between 2 and 8 days at sea, and wharf workers are worried about the risks of infection during unloading.
Well, we want the ships to be quarantined for 14 days or for the crew to be tested.
Yesterday, the Territory government rejected that request, saying safeguards, including wearing protective clothing, were sufficient. The measures your members are taking to ensure they are protected while unloading are still considered appropriate. Testing is only being conducted on those people who are symptomatic.
If wharfies are infected and, we aren't able to work the ships.
The union says it's had to argue after every ship's arrival for the crew to at least be checked for virus symptoms. The government's now promised that screening, but not testing, will happen for every ship.
Talking to the crew, screening them, taking temperatures, and that will continue.
Because the government says it's too short on COVID kits to test crews, the union's accepting symptom screening for now.
But it's great that the NT government have agreed to have a health official visit each ship before they work.
The Darwin Port operator Landbridge says it's observing federal government rules and requires strict adherence to procedures, ensuring all crew remain on board, and their interaction with non-crew members must be limited to the critical and safe operation and loading and unloading of the vessel. The Maritime Union is now lobbying the federal government to tighten national port quarantine rules, warning infections in wharf workers would disrupt food and freight supply lines. Bardon, ABC News.